What do you think is your biggest accomplishment so far in your career?
So my biggest accomplishment in my filmmaking career is there's so many negative images that we put out as Black people, as far as in the music industry, in the film industry. There's so many negative images. And I think my biggest accomplishment is put out more positive images, and the images that I have put out, meaning to see Black people more working, and you see the family unit, you see Black men actually being positive, doing something for themselves. So those images, those positive images, to me, that's worth anything, because at the end of the day, is that when people see those images, and I get so many emails from people from all walks of life just thanking me for putting out more positive content. And just putting out more positive content in this world, that's worth more to me than anything at all. Like I can make a film for $10,000, as long as I'm putting them positive images out. Those are important to me, and they're important to me because of this. Like we already hear, like most people, even Black people, are afraid to walk down any Black community, because I had asked the question on my social media page, how many people would walk down the Inglewood community? And most people, Black people, said no. They would not go into the Inglewood community. I've done workshops, free workshops. They would not come into the Inglewood community because of the negative images. So people are justified. People say that they're concerned for their lives, and they have the right to be. So I think that once we put out more positive images, then we can change by changing the images, and by changing the condition of Black America, meaning that the Black community, where it could be safe, it could be a safe place to live. I think that we could change the scope of America, totally change the scope of America, because our communities, when you talk about the violence in our community, right? We know when we talk about the violence in America, 9 times out of 10, we're dealing with the violence that's going on in the Black community. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. So for me, is by changing these images, you see people who look at these images and say, okay, I haven't thought about it like this. Now you see people who can own their own businesses. Now you see people who can, walk through a community. Like for me, Black and Privilege was like a community that one lady said today. She said, I really enjoyed the fact that you see the children who are out playing. Those images are important to me, because when I was growing up, you had children who can go out and play. Nowadays, in Chicago, a 1-year-old young girl was shot. This happened like 3 or 4 days ago. Now that young girl I'm on my second marriage. My first wife, brother's granddaughter. That's how close it is. But she was shot. And so, and I talked to my ex-wife about it a couple of days ago, and she may not make it. So we hear these children being killed in the Black community. So how do we stop this? So again, we talked about how China now is a superpower, but one of the things that they did to change the condition of the Chinese people, to make them a great people that they are today, was they put their artists together, and they said, okay, we're going to put out more positive images. So for me, putting out more positive images, not only correct the condition of the Black community, but it can correct the condition of America as a whole, where people are not afraid to come to America because of the violence that's in America, and so that's important to me, very, very important to me, because we can definitely change change this country for the best, without having to quote unquote, build a wall. That's how I want to see the entire world. I want to see a world where people, children, period, can walk down the street. Women can walk down the street without being harassed. A world where we can, no matter where you are, that there's no reason. Here's the thing: there's no reason why our Mexican brothers and sisters over in Mexico, or we should even be talking about war, or they're trying to come over to America for a better way. People should be able to, in order to come to America, it should be coming over as a tourist. Just like we go to different countries, we shouldn't have to go to different countries for a job. We should be able to go there, just to relax, just to, if we want to come, okay, we go there, okay, to live, but not just to survive. People should be able to stay in, to live in their country where they can make because I'm sure they all prefer to live in their country and make a decent living. That's just natural. So there shouldn't be a reason why people have to go to other countries to make a living, where there's enough wealth in this world where we can all human beings, right, regardless of race, class, all human beings can live a decent, a safe, strong life. And that's the world I want to see. I want to see a world where we don't even have to be talking about building a wall, because our Mexican brothers and sisters in Mexico, or not just in, or our brothers and sisters in Africa, or our brothers and sisters in whatever country that you're in, that you don't have to be with the mindset, okay, I want to come to America for a better way of life, because in your country, you do have a better way of life. And everyone deserves a better way of life, no matter where you are in this world. You deserve to live. You deserve to live a good life, and that's what I want to do. And so my greatest accomplishments is to show, particularly because as a black man, black people in a positive image. But you're never going to catch me showing anybody, regardless of who they are, in a negative image at all. So whenever I do characters about my Latino brothers and sisters, regardless of who white people, I always, like, even with Black and Privilege, when I did the character about this guy named Big Papa, I sat down with David Crawford, make sure that, who's the white guy in the film, to make sure that these images are not making the white community look bad, or these images are not, when I did do films and I have Latinos in it, make sure that these images are not making the Latinos look bad. So this is very important to me. I don't want to put out that negative energy at all. So that's been my greatest accomplishment, and that's better for me than winning an Oscar. Winning anything is the images that we put out to the world. Yeah.